Hey guys, what is up? So I just wanted to stop by real quick before this podcast starts and say you should like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on all my social medias at John D. Klauser. It's literally the same name as the name that you subscribe to on this YouTube channel. So enjoy this clip, and I'll see you guys on the other side. And these glasses are so dirty. They're incredibly dirty.
Don't go to rehab, run away with your boyfriend. Don't go to rehab, run away with your boyfriend. Don't go to rehab, run away with your boyfriend. I should probably go to rehab, but I'm not.
All right. That last clap was really, really loud. How are you guys doing? What's going on? So this is The John Show with your host, John D. Klauser, episode 25. Holy crap. I'm like, what, a 1/4 to 100 right now. It's been a long journey. I've learned a lot. I've become a better person from doing this podcast, and I feel like I'm bringing something more positive to the world. And my pronouns are him, he, and them. Hi, what's up, guys? If you're a returning guest, I want to say thank you guys for coming back. And if you are a brand new guest, or what am I talking about? I came in this real hot, and I'm like, you know what, John? It's almost 10 o'clock at night, and it's on Monday night, and you have to edit this still, and you have to put all this stuff together and color code it, and John, you need to get this done so you can just put it up online and all that stuff, because you're going to be up to at least now 1 in the morning finishing this podcast, because I do it for people so they can listen to my podcast and tell me that I'm good, and that I can get some reinforcement on my feelings on myself. It's well, anyway, guys, and if you're someone new, you are seeing a brand new. You're seeing the guy. You're seeing the guy that you came to see on this podcast. What's going on? So this is, like I said, episode 25. Hope you guys are all doing well. Apparently, none of y'all are wearing masks anymore. Apparently, a lot of you guys are traveling a lot. What's so crazy to me, guys, is that I see the Pac-12, I see the Big Ten saying, you know what, I think we're going to just take some time away from football and not, maybe focus on everyone's health, and maybe football is not the smartest thing to do. We're not going to travel. We're not going to make these kids do all this traveling, even though I think they would be a lot more safer because you're in a tight little bubble within itself, and you're getting tested every day. You're getting temperature checked every day. There's things that are being done to help you, to make sure that you don't get the disease, and if you or not disease, the damn fucking corona, and then and if you do get it, then you could put you to the side, lock you in a box, and you can sit there for 14 days. It's a great time. It's a great thing. Not really, but that's what you do. But I don't understand how I see people posting on their timelines on Instagram saying I'm traveling, doing corona traveling. It's quarantine traveling. It's why are you guys doing that? It's ridiculous. There's football programs that are losing millions of dollars, and they're going to not travel. So apparently, I would think that it might be a little safer not to do anything crazy by traveling and flying. It doesn't make any sense to me. But, hey, I'm just a guy who sits on the 3rd floor of a mansion in Kansas City, Missouri, and talks to a microphone in front of a camera. So I don't know chances are I don't know anything. I don't know a damn thing. And which is fine, but I'm just thinking, I don't know if it's a good idea to be doing that whole flying stuff as much as it would be cool to do. I just think it might not be safe. Hey, shut the fuck up, John. You know what? All right. You know what? I'll get it. I get it. I understand. We're getting tired of this shit. Hell, I'm getting tired of this shit. I just think it's kind of ridiculous. I see people flying on planes. I see people on party buses without any masks. I see people going on bicycles are fine. I can get bicycles, but I see people camping, which is probably the smartest fucking thing to do. Just get the fuck out of Dodge. Just go out into the woods. Hell, they ain't gonna go out there. No one's out there, so that's the perfect place to go. But guys, oh my God, so many things I see on Instagram posting pictures saying, hey, thank you all for coming and celebrating my birthday. And none of y'all have masks. None of y'all had masks on in Las Vegas. It's like, oh my God, the whole place is already a petri dish of diseases and fucking weed and pussy juice. And I hope all y'all's WAPs are doing great. You know, wet ass pussies. You know, a bunch of the wet ass pussies are way out there, just traveling around, just walking around, and you guys just breathing it all in without a mask. And like, I get it, they're annoying to wear, but it's like, good googly moogly, just wear a damn mask. And you know what? And what makes it crazy to me is that, like, if it's not those people, then what you have is this thing that I discovered this week. Oh boy, something that just irritated the living shit out of me. So there's this thing called reiki. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I wasn't either. What this thing is like this energy. Like you take classes and then you get this certificate that makes you look like that you were in a strip mall in between like a T-Mobile and a fucking Chinese Express restaurant. And what it all is like they rub their hands, they send like energy, they hover like right over their hands right over you, and it just is ridiculous. I don't understand. I just don't get why the thing is, these people, they look like they just got off of like a part-time job at Trader Joe's. Like just these hippie ass people wearing like, you know, fucking Hawaiian shirts. No offense to people who wear Hawaiian shirts. It's just like these people are just like straight up. You're like, you wouldn't trust them with anything, but you're gonna trust them to rub a few fucking sticks on you and then rub their little fucking hands and like sprinkle like this like invisible bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. It makes literal no sense to me that why you would do that, why you'd waste your time doing that. And if it's not like those people, then it's the people who are walking on the damn fucking street. I don't understand. People are still doing it. They walk on the street. You know, I can understand if you're jogging, but that's still kind of an asshole move to do. Like jog on the sidewalk. Or what you do is you just don't jog. Just don't do it. Because like the thing is, the sidewalk were made for people to jog and walk on, and the street was made for cars to drive on. Still to this day, doesn't make any sense to me why people do that in my neighborhood when there's a perfectly good sidewalk. Granted, is some of the sidewalk kind of broken and kind of chipped and like up and down a little bit? Like it's kind of yes, I get that. But the thing is, like, you be a fucking adult, you be a smart person, get away from cars when they're moving fast. Like it doesn't matter if a car's moving 5 miles an hour, it still fucking hurts compared to, you know, even the same amount of time if a car's driving 15 miles an hour. It's all about being intelligent about shit sometimes. It's you just got to get your head out of your ass and walk on the sidewalk. I don't understand this. And it's next to the fucking Reiki people that are just like, you know, like we're just going to rub over, just slowly rub over here. And it's like, it's the thing about how like, oh, I got a second level of Reiki. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? Now I can focus on stuff. And you know, another group of people that irritates the living shit out of me, it's the ones that have the bowls. And they have the bowls and they hit it and they make the round around the, like the top, like part of it. Like, why are you sitting on a fucking beach, like, just hitting a bowl? Like, God damn it. Like, eat a vitamin, read a book. For the love of God, do something productive and, like, walk on the sidewalk. Woo! It angers the living shit out of me. A lot of little things. A lot of little things like that irritates the hell out of me. But I do have a really quick question, though. Like, has anyone ever finished a crossword puzzle? I've started so many in my life, never finished one, and I feel like that's it's a little bit of a downfall of me as a human. I feel like I should be able to finish a crossword puzzle, but like nothing about it entertains me. Nothing about it seems like it'd be fun to do. Nothing at all. Nothing about a crossword puzzle. But guys, let's walk on the sidewalk. Let's wear our masks. Let's do stuff like that. So, you know, I came into this podcast, you know, I'm like, oh, this week was kind of slow for me. I was kind of thinking, like, I'm like, what am I going to talk about this week? He's like, what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? And then, like, it's just mostly a lot of things that annoy me. You know, another thing that annoys me that I just remembered? So I can't stand songs that have guys sing about getting a girl back. Nothing makes me cringe more than listening to those songs. It's like, you know, they say things like, you know, like, I will buy you flowers. You know, we'll talk for hours. You know, we can even like fucking write our name on a water tower. Some shit like that. It's like, dude, if you would have just act like that from the start, I don't think any of us would have been here right now. None of us would be like sitting here listening to you like moan and groan about this. Like, what did you do? Like, clearly, like, she got up and ran the fuck away from you for a reason. Like, anytime any girls ever broken out with me, I've always been able to look at it and be like, yeah, I kind of get what I did there. I kind of get what happened and why we are no longer together. That makes sense. It's like, oh, you're sitting here listing all these things that would make you, that would be like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, like, and then what we're going to be happy ever after. It's like, dude, like, just if you would have been like that from the start, but no, you fucked it up. You fucked it up for yourself, bro. It's just like, no, like, you're good. Like, you can sit down on the bench and you got to move on or get the fuck out, man. Nothing makes me cringe more than those songs. Nothing at all. Like, it's like I hear them, and it's always the country songs. It's always the country or any of like that, like bluegrass kind of style kind of music or wannabe bluegrass kind of style music, and I'm just like, woof, good, googly, moogly. That's awful. And you know what, guys? You know what? I hope one day that, you know, we get to do this thing, you know? It was so funny. It's like, I'm like burning through my stuff that I'm wanting to talk about. So I'm like, you know, like, let's slow it down, John. Like, let's dribble back, you know? Let's call a play. Let's do a thing. Let's get her done. It's like, we're just going to sit here. We're going to figure this out. And it's like, you know, like sometimes, you know, we're here in life on a podcast. It's so funny because like I've been like recently talking a lot about like why I do this thing. It's just so ridiculous. Like, you know, like it is really fun to work on getting better at sitting in front of a camera and a microphone. But like, honestly, guys, this week was pretty slow for me. Nothing really happened that much. And I have like, I'm like looking down, like I got 17 minutes. It's like, you know, we're going to get through this. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to have fun. So I want to say thank you guys so much. Like, I actually had like a good amount of views this past week. I had like a lot of thumbs up. I want to say thank you guys so much for that. You know, and if you haven't yet so far, you should hit the subscribe button if you watched and you've gotten this far, because, you know, I'm just a guy in a room talking to a microphone and looking to a camera with bubblies and some Busch Light. And you know what's so funny? Like, oh my God, you guys, like, I think maybe this, like, I guess, like, I kind of did something crazy this week. I went and I drank with one of my doctor friends. It was really fun. Got pretty drunk. It was a good time. You don't know how much wine you can really drink when you just don't give a shit and you just drink a lot of wine. And we went to a winery. We drank that. We wore a mask, and then we sat as far away from everybody as possible because it was one of these wineries where it had the vines. You drive into it, and you can see the vines on both sides of the street, on both like the gravel road going up into like this big mansion looking house that, you know. And then we were there, and then like you could like go out in the back part and like drink, and then like you could bring your own chairs and you bring your own tables, but we just like took a table way back in the far corner in the shade, and we just like drank like 3 bottles of wine. It was great, and like they weren't that even that expensive. It was like one was like $13 to $15. It was a good time. And then I made a pizza, and I didn't let the cheese fully cook, and that was crazy. And I used up all the mozzarella cheese at one time. Nothing's better than going to like a Hy-Vee at super late in the evening. It was like around 11:30, which was crazy because I usually think like most of the time, like, because it was over in like the Lee Summit area. That's like the suburb part of Kansas. It's like one of the bigger suburb parts of like Kansas City, the greater Kansas City area, for all the people who aren't from the Kansas City location. But We were there, and like the place didn't close till like 12. It didn't close till 12. It was, but yeah, I got all this, and it was so crazy. I had asked 3 different people to get the we wanted to get chicken, but like I knew they wouldn't have like any shredded chicken, so I was gonna just take normal like deli sliced like turkey that you just get from like like in a package. I was gonna take that up and just chop it. All I did was I chopped it up and just put it on the pizza that I was making. Which in later terms, like being as tipsy as I was, I should have just. We should just ordered a pizza, but I'm like, ugh, I just didn't like the whole idea of like having a lot of people touching a pizza because you have to touch every part of the pizza. Like you can't just like throw some stuff on and like, oh, there you go, there's a supreme pizza. No, you have to touch all of it. So I'm like, you know what? I'd rather be the one touching all the ingredients, and most of the stuff's gonna be in prepackaged form, so it hasn't really been touched by anybody. So I'm good to go. Like it's be perfect. But yeah, I cooked it for like about 20 minutes, and like it was just like I was like, fuck it. I'm like I was just drunk enough, and like I'm gonna eat this anyway. I don't give 2 flying fucks. And then I ended up eating a like I would say like 3/4 cooked pizza. And then after I ate it, and I went and I woke up this morning, I was like, John, then like you've spent only so many years in the culinary field, and like you really fucked up on that pizza. Like it's like funny, like because that's like. This is the last 2 pizzas I've made. I have totally fucked up on, and I've been making pizzas for years. It's been it's like one of the easiest things to do. Like I've been even using like dough, making it from scratch with that stuff. Because one of the places I worked at was more of a gourmet. It was on a golf course, and it was like more gourmet kind of style. Which gourmet only means like fresh. Like it doesn't really mean like anything more crazy. But I guess artisan a little bit because we would make all the dough and everything in house and pre-make that and kind of and keep it. Like we basically used plastic wrap and covered them, and then stacked them, and then used them from the refrigerator. And like we'd only keep them for 3 days. Every 3 days we'd throw them out and make brand new 10 of them. So like the thing is like if we ordered 10 was ordered, then boom, they're done. But they're like big fucking pizzas, like the huge extra large kind of style pizzas, and then we just have all the ingredients, all this random stuff, and we'd make it for people. But like those were easy. I never fucked up on any of those. Like 8 minutes, boom, done, over with. Maybe like 4 minutes, rotate a little bit, be done. And if I really wanted to be anal, then I would leave it in like more like 12, just so I can get a little bit darker. But like I don't know why. It's like I don't know, because like it's always when I've been using different ovens every place that I've made pizzas. Like the last ones I made, because these have been just like personal kind of things. Like I'm like, fuck it, I want to make one. Let's like, it's not hard. So I was like, let's just do that. And it's always just fun. Like I think learning, especially if you're an artist, I think being able to learn how to cook is one of the most helpful things you could ever do for yourself as an artist. I really do. Because if you learn how to cook, like you're like one of the biggest things that you always hear, like a starving artist. Well, I'm not, because I learned how to cook, and I can use like little amounts of ingredients and use them and make a bunch of different stuff. Like this week I was like, okay, what can I do like this week for like my crazy thing? Because every week I like to make a different entree. So what I made this week was I just took sliced Italian bread, which was like fresh. I got it from this little bakery it's like right by my place. And it was $1. It was just for a big loaf, $1. And like it's unusable now. Like I left it open last night because I got so drunk that over at my buddy's place, and like I'm like, oh fuck, because I was gonna use it this morning, but it was like, I'm like, we kind of toast some of it. It wasn't that great, but what I did was I buttered it. I melted butter down, put salt and pepper on it, covered those pieces of bread up, put Parmesan cheese on top of that. Put it in the oven for 6.5 minutes. Let it get brown. Let it melt. Then I put then I would take an egg that was sunny side up, and I put that on, and then on top of it I put pico, and then I made like basically these like fruit salads, and I took like cabbage. I used like leaves of cabbage, and I like sat it down, and then I would do like a ring of mangoes. Then I did a ring of like honeydew, then a smaller ring, and it like eventually went up, and then I had grapes on top. It was like a little volcano. It was kind of just stupid. I was just fucking around doing dumb stuff, and then it like actually like I took a picture of it. Didn't turn out that good. The picture wasn't as bright and wasn't as elegant as I thought it was. I'll probably post it sometime this week and be like, hey, you should like this picture. this is my way of trying to get some attention for the day. And it's like, so, it'll be one of those great things in life. But yeah, I think like as an artist, you should be trying to do it. And like, then you become artistic in that. And I think it only makes you better at whatever art you're doing. And if your art is culinary, which it's all right. It's just the kitchen I work in now is pretty chill. It's like really relaxed. It's not anything crazy. And it was so great. Like the corona like hit and the pandemic happened and I had to get a BS job and I was able to get just like a job to be able to take care of me while this whole thing's going on. Cause like, I was working in the film world, but like that's not the most stable place to be in when, something like this is going on. So, that's to that. But learn how to cook. It's easy. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Once you try it, if you fuck it up, you fuck up. Who gives a shit? And like the cabbage stuff, like all this stuff only cost me like, I think $30 getting all the eggs. And then of course I made pancakes. Pancakes are super easy. You just heat it up and make sure it's like, I like to have, what I do is I'll get like a sheet pan, get like a small little like sheet pan that you just use for like bread, heat that, like turn on this is a really interesting little like trick I do to make like a hot pan. If you don't want to spend all the money for like a big one that's like $40-$50, this is what you do. You take on your stove top, you pick one of the biggest ones, like the round ones, you turn that up on high, then you take a sheet pan, like it doesn't matter any size, like if you have like one that's 4x4, 5x5, where put that in the center of it and let that thing heat up because it's metal, and so the heat will expand, heat will like travel all the way to the whole pan. Boom. You can use tortillas. You can heat up tortillas that way. Makes it so much easier if you don't have a hot pan. Like I'm so lucky at the place I live that I have a hot pan that's built onto the stove. So then I can use my like when I make tacos, like so my tortillas, just throw them down. I can throw down 8 at a time. Perfect. Easy. Even like and then if I use like those are like the bigger ones, but if I use like the small little like street tacos, I can fit like 12 on. It was crazy. It's insane. So many more. But yeah, then like learning how to cook and like it's just so much. It's so much helpful. It's so helpful, and I make so much easy stuff. Like a little easy little sauce to make is take mayonnaise, take sriracha, and then take honey, or if you have guava works really good too, and then you just like put them all together and just mix it up. Makes a really good sauce, and it works great on chicken, and it's to eat every day kind of sauce that you could eat all the time. And like, well, I wouldn't recommend because it has mayonnaise in it, but you can also make your own mayonnaise, and it's super easy. You just take oil, and then you take an egg, and you just like slowly put the oil into it, and you whip it up, and that's how you make mayonnaise. You can make your own, like it's like paleo style kind of mayonnaise. It's super base, and then you can add your own salt and pepper to it, and add any other flavors that you want, like a Cuban, or you can add like I would say a bobo, but fuck them. Hot sauce. Put some hot sauce in it, and they'll you can have your own like hot, kind of like a hot mayonnaise. Just are things you can do. But yeah, it's yeah. Oh God, look, we've killed so much time. So what can I do? A really cool thing that you guys should check out this week. So I found this guy. His name's Lance Lipinsky. Lipinsky. And Lance is just Lancy. Check him out. He's pretty good. He makes all these like 50s covers. He does one of Little Richard, Rip It Up. It was really fucking good. So you should check him out. That's something random. I didn't watch anything this week. I do have a movie that I'm going to watch. Oh my God, what is it called? Let's see here. Oh, it's Thread. It's on Netflix, and apparently it's about some guy who built this big this is from what I've heard. I guess a little maybe baby spoilers, even though I've never watched it, so I can't really be spoiling it because I'm as blinded into the situation as you are. But anyway, he apparently like moved into the small little town, and he was like, okay, I want to have like the American dream. He bought a house, he bought some land, he wanted to have his own company, I guess, all this stuff, something to this extent. And then what he did was there was like a bunch of like, people that ran like the the council in the town, like for the permits and everything like that. And so I guess they were fucking with them. And so he went to Florida or he went to Texas or something. Who knows? It doesn't really matter in that sense. You'll figure out in the movie. But he goes and gets basically like a forklift, like one of those like Bobcat forklifts. And then he like puts it in front of like the building of one of these people that is like part of like the whole council. And he's like, you guys want to buy it? And he's like, well then, like after no one wanted to buy it, I figured it was God's will and God wanted me to like punish these people for fucking with me. And so he spent like a year building up this thing, like just bulletproof, like just like bomb proof, like smoke proof, like basically this whole top interior of this Bobcat. And he just started this forklift and he just drove it around. He fucking destroyed all the companies that like of the people who were on the council. And like was so surprising, like apparently he didn't kill anybody. And I haven't looked at any footage or anything like that. I was able to see those clips, but I'm like, I don't want to see anything. I want to watch this on YouTube. Not on YouTube, but on Netflix. And like I'm like, fuck yeah, like this will be the thing. But it's a documentary about that. And what's so funny, like this happened, and then the next day was one of the I want to say it wasn't John F. Kennedy, but it was like FDR. Someone got shot, and like so he completely fell out of the. See, that's the thing is like I don't know what. I just know there was a president that someone got hurt or something, and that threw his story out of like the main cycle of the news, and so he got like double fucked because he got fucked by this town, and he also then got fucked by not getting any attention for like how fucked up that everyone was treating him in the small little town, but. In retrospect, he was the one that kind of fucked everything up, but I don't know that much. This is all from hearsay from other people telling me what it was about. So I'm like, okay, well, it seems like I can definitely enjoy this. And so that will be my thing next week. I probably won't say much about it. I'm like, if it's good, it's good. If it's not good, then I don't know. But I just want to see it. That's something I guess you guys can look up this week. Why did I say I would even talk about it? John, see, this is the thing. This is the great thing. Like, if you guys are still watching, thank you guys so much. This podcast is sponsored by a Busch Light beer. I'm only drinking one, surprisingly, from how much you probably think I have talked or how awful I've talked on this podcast, on this episode. Oh, just kind of like, you know what? It's like, all right, batter, giddy up. We're going to play a short game. Got to get home for lunch, like from the Sandlot. So that's how I was thinking. But yeah, if you guys have gotten this far, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. You guys should give this episode a thumbs up. You really should. It's really cool. It's like I got 5 last week. So like this week we should go for 7. How awesome would that be? Then if you guys do 7 thumbs up, then I will flash you guys and I'll show you guys my nipple or something. Like that's when somebody would say, but if you liked the episode, yeah, fuck yeah, just give it a thumbs up. If you've gotten this far, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. It's cool. It's way better if you just leave that thumbs up. It's like, it's just a mutual agreement between both of us. But yeah. Follow me on all my social medias at John D. Clouser. So yeah. So I spent the night at a girl's place once. I don't know. I have like a minute 15 to tell this story. So I stayed at I spent the night at this black girl's house once. And when I used her bathroom and I saw on her counter like canola oil. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I asked her, she's like, yeah, I use canola oil sometimes because like that was the only oil I had in the house for my hair. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. Like, so like black girls use canola oil too. Like what guys, like, when you think you've learned everything about black girls' hair, like you learned another like game 6 kind of like, we'll do whatever it takes to get her done kind of mentality. It's awesome. It's a good mentality. That's a thumbs up. This beer's for you ladies. So yeah, so if you've gotten this, so I just want to say thank you for watching. I have like 25 seconds left in this podcast. So I will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. All right. Bye.